Curious about you. I'm so curious about you. Curious about you. You got me curious. Soon as you walked in the place, you caught my eye, made my way. Like the way you wear your face. Tell me what's your name? Cause I wanna know where this could go, no pressure. Lost in your stride, baby girl, I wanna make you mine, oh. You got my attention. Maybe you could be the one. Right now we're just having fun, but I'm curious. Curious about you. I'm so curious about you. Got me curious about you. You got me curious. I'm feeling like we just scratched the surface. I don't even know your sign yet. Do the stars align yet? Hoping we could find some love in this little situation. I mean, let's face it, there's a risk. Let's see how far we'll make it. Let's see. You got my attention. Shawty, you could be the one. Right now we're just having fun, but I'm curious. Curious about you. Curious about you. Got me curious about you. You got me curious. Curious about you. I'm so curious about you. Got me curious about you. You got me curious. Curious about you. I'm so curious about you. Got me curious about you. You got me curious.
I miss the snap of flogger to flesh, the tickle I trickle across thighs and breast. I miss playing with rhythm and suspense, pausing before the loudest slap kisses the cup of your ass. I miss being asked, may you? The sweetest gift to give of flesh for me to partake. I miss the way I got to make them shudder. I miss the way we reclaimed space. Blackness adorning the room like the crown on my head, body dripping happiness and clothed with my name so you call it with the respect it deserves, mixing. I learned that I'm in love with my hands, the way they clap when I'm excited turn glutes to drums. I like the warmth of my hands when I land just the right sting to thighs screaming out for pain. I learned that my hands could give variety. I made them sing with the music and taught you polyrhythm, suspense, punctuating the space between smacks. And we laughed. I revealed that I don't need to be stern to command the respect that I deserve, that to be me, silly, excited, full of warmth and love allows for one to be trusting in their submission, allowed them to be felt and welcomed. I miss being welcomed to take control in the dungeon. Happy Wednesday and welcome to the Dom Experience podcast presented by Rare Media.
Yes. Welcome. That was Miss Mixon starting us off with a beautiful poem. And I am Dominus John Le Carbier. And we have a special guest in the building today. We have our first guest in the world.
I'm so excited.
Miss Calligraphy.
Yeah, well, I didn't get the special. You said Dom, all that in front of y'all names.
Well, what's your
I want
Dom
something.
name?
I don't know. I want one.
I want one though.
Maybe we'll come up with one by the end
We
of the
gonna
day.
come up with one for the
And
end
you
of
are
this podcast.
Calligraphy because
Okay.
we could say your real name.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Which brings up a good point. The reason that we both have those names, Mixin, which is short for Mix Vixen, and Dominus, is because those are the names we go by when we are in kink and sex positive spaces, like parties. So we got to get you one, because
Even
nobody
in y'all
calls
bedroom, y'all use that? Y'all
Well,
call each other that?
When we
And-
first started.
That is so
when we first
funny.
started.
If we're in session, then yes, he's
In
Dominus.
session.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing the right thing. I like that. In session.
Let them put you down, man.
Right.
Oh,
So, babe, you know calligraphy better than I.
Uh-huh.
And so you could give the folks in our audience a little bit of a info before she tells us more about herself,
All right,
about
so-
her.
Back when I was a younger poet in the industry, I met this young lady at an event I did through. I'm gonna tell a whole story.
Tell it all.
Let's get it.
Through a brother of mine, my brother Rockaway. Shout out to Rockaway. He was like, "Man, you need to hit this girl. She a poet." And then she came to Word Connections, and she got on the stage, and she just kind of like shut it down, talking about how cool her pen game was, and it was cool. And it's like really, I've actually never heard anything garbage come out of her mouth. So she's one of the, if not the most talented poet in this city, next to me, of course. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But cause I'm like, I'm outside the city now. But Nah. She's an amazing. We do this to each other. Well, she do this to me. This is my first time getting to do this to her.
Right, I'm a little shocked.
Well, nah, I'm just playing. She's an amazing, like my favorite poet. So I'm gonna say that out loud. I don't think I ever told her that.
I mean, I know it. I mean, I'm
But
Of course.
and I'm honored to have her here today.
I'm so
She has a
glad to
new
be
book
here.
coming out. I'm excited to read it. I'm gonna get my copy tomorrow. I wanted to like be part of the whole extravaganza. Well, Friday, I mean.
Yes.
I keep thinking tomorrow's
I'm
Friday.
thinking
too.
tomorrow Friday too.
too.
My timing is all off. But I'm really excited to have her here. She's done some amazing things from the time I met her until now, and it's just exciting to see her grow and blossom and just be this headliner of so many things.
It's
So,
buttering me up. I love this.
I mean,
hey, I'm only telling the truth, calling it how I
do
see it. Should I say?
appreciate it.
So, what's up? Talk to the people. Who are you?
who are you?
Did I miss anything?
No, I mean, no, you got everything. I am calligraphy. I've probably been performing for like 10 years now. And now I'm having concerts and releasing books and shit.
What's the name of the book?
The rumors are true. Yes.
And when is it coming out? Since we obviously have our days of the week.
Friday
wrong.
the 21st is the actual release of the book.
What
Yes.
time and where can we get this copy when it's released tomorrow?
It's
I mean
actually,
Friday.
it's you can order the book through my the link in my bio on all my social media, but it's Shopify Liggy's Playhouse. If you just type in Liggy's Playhouse on Shopify, you'll be able to find it. But yes, I actually didn't think of a time release. Now I feel like I gotta drop
what
it
time
like
is the
12.
event?
Well, the event is at 9.
Nice.
9 Friday, so it'll drop
Where?
around. Yeah, at Cafe Istanbul. Thank you, girl, because I would. At Cafe
mean,
Istanbul.
We gonna give them the information further down the line, but I'm gonna repeat it as
the
many
21st,
times.
Cafe Istanbul, Friday, 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yes.
Good. So, as we've said before, the Dom Experience is a space where we talk about kink, spirituality, sexuality, and everything in between. Right? So, we're going to be talking, just having conversation about some of those topics.
You consent to that.
Oh, I like this. Yes.
I mean, consent is mandatory.
I know.
In any good playtime, and we know you know that.
Is that something you do before you get into kinks? Do you ask for consent first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because you never know, like, for instance, like,
Oh, we should kind of like just go
with the flow.
go through it. A full like Dom. Ooh, you're our first Dom Experience.
I'm so
guest
excited.
for the
What
podcast.
I need to do.
Okay.
We should've
I
brought the cup.
Look, we should have brought the cup.
I said, I ain't know y'all about to demonstrate. I'm with it.
So
Sometimes.
whenever we have a session, whenever I'm working with someone new, especially, or just anytime we come together to have a session as well, there's always negotiation and like meeting and getting to feel each other's vibes, right? So we would ask some questions just to like warm up to each other, to butter up, like you were talking about before. So for instance, John, how is your heart feeling right now?
My heart is feeling full and like the sun when it's rising in the morning.
Okay.
This is deep.
And you've seen some of these questions already. Liggy, how are you feeling?
Man, my heart not rising like the sun, but it's you know it's there.
Is it beating a little bit fast?
Yeah, I'm so
Being all mic?
excited. This is
Nice.
taking me- I'm just taking this all. Even when the questions for the thing, when y'all asked me how my heart and my mind and I was like, nobody don't ask me this.
I mean, we care about the whole human.
I
It's
love
not
it.
Just,
I love
It's not
it.
just about the nether regions over here.
Yeah.
That's why we said it's about sexuality and spirituality and everything in between.
Yeah, you come harder when you connected to
Yep,
the source.
That's dope.
And we want all
So
of
if your
our
heart
clients.
isn't like right, you can't do it.
I mean, you could, but
Y'all
you probably
don't.
end up saying like the sex was bad when it might have just been the connection was bad.
Oh
Right.
man.
We find ourselves having the best experiences when our hearts are open to whatever the experience that we're coming into is going to be. So that doesn't mean we have to be in love with the person that we're fucking, but we do have love
Yeah.
with and around
Yeah, when you operate with love, you know the sex is just that much
whoever we're flogging
Maybe
or
that's why I've been
fucking
going
or
wrong.
touching.
I don't like the beat.
better. Like even if you don't love the person, you gotta love yourself enough to be present in the moment.
That's I get it. That's dope.
Which is why we start off with those negotiations and check-ins before anything happens, right? So you said your heart is feeling pretty good. You're excited. How's your brain feeling? Your mind
I'm
feeling?
fine. Yeah, it's good.
Good. Body feeling good?
Yeah.
Any aches, any pains we should know about?
No, I'm really
That might affect your ability to perform in this space.
nothing.
So, good.
Straight.
Like we said before, we're going to ask you some questions. You know,
Okay.
some of them might be about kink. Some of them might be about sex. Some of them might, because they're not always the same thing.
It's not
BDSM
learning.
and sex are not always necessary to be together in that space. We might ask you, you know, about your well-being and your spirituality and, you know,
Okay.
how your energy is feeling in those topics. Feel free to decline any question we ask
Oh no, y'all know I'm an open
because
book.
consent is ever fluctuating
You know that's always safe words.
and we have safe
Oh,
words.
what's our safe word?
So we like to use a stoplight system. So if everything is going good, you're still excited like you are right now, that's a green. If we need to take a little break, a little pause, for instance, we'll
be
get
taking some
told when it's
pauses.
time for us to take a pause for a little music break. That'd be a yellow,
Oh,
right?
okay,
It's that
slow
good
down.
slow down moment. And then if we need to stop, if you need
Completely?
to take a complete break, in this case, if you really need to dip to the bathroom real quick or something like that, then
The red.
it's a red, right? And so if we ask you any question that you're not comfortable asking on air, feel free to say red,
Oh.
and we'll skip right on by.
Skip
to
right
something
on by.
else.
You
We'll
know,
take a little
I
moment.
might ask her to tell one of them rumors.
That's true. We heard that
If
the
they true.
rumors are true. So do you consent to this Dom experience that we're about to go
green
on?
light.
Perfect.
Boom, beautiful.
I'm a quick learner. I'm from the
So
West
that's
Bank.
the light negotiation and check-in for this Dom experience that you're about to go in with us on. And for this experience,
What you say?
John or Dominus, Cinnamon or Mixon, whichever one you're comfortable with. His name is his legal name. My legal name is not in this space. So
Okay.
we Cinnamon. And you
Mixing.
licky.
I like
Oh,
it.
calligraphy. Okay. So before we got here,
Childish.
and some of us while we were waiting, we did one of our tests.
We did.
Last week we talked about the BDSM test. This week we're talking about another test, which is the sex values test. That test is a newer test, which we'll go ahead and share on our Instagram at some point in time soon. And that test asks you some questions, about 27 questions, about sexuality and sexual attraction, right? And so you're going to fall somewhere in the spectrum of attraction, which on one end of the spectrum is masculine attraction. The other end of the spectrum is feminine attraction. So if you're higher on the masculine attraction score, you lean towards masculinity or males, right?
Right.
You are feeling stereotypical masculine traits like strength and courage and independence and leadership. Those things we stereotypically think about, right? There's that sex drive value, of which you're either hypersexual with a higher libido and increased frequency of sex wanted, or hyposexual, where you might have an absence of sexual fantasies or desire. So we got attraction, we got sex drive, we got dominance, which we talked about last week, on which dominance is on one end, submission's on the other side, and it's talking about those power dynamics. We have deviance, where we have deviant from, you know, the social norms. You have lots of fetishes and kinks. You're on that extreme end of the spectrum. Or pure, which
Man,
is
I'm
a
high
little
up
more
there.
virginal.
Man.
And then we have affection. Either you're affective and you tend to only be sexual around people you have romantic feelings or attractions for, or the hedonist who does not need that romantic attraction with someone in order to do the do. And it's a spectrum, so there's a range in between. So all three of us have taken
Took
this
the
sex
test.
values test. And we're going to talk a little bit
I ain't
about
like
some
my
of those
results.
things. You didn't like your
I'm
results?
a little worried
I
about
feel-
mine.
I feel like the questions wasn't.
I mean,
they was like they didn't give you enough.
There are fewer
They
questions.
were misleading.
And it definitely
not.
gives you...
It was misleading. It was like I like being or. How you gonna have and or in a strongly agree or disagree course?
Because
How
you
can you
either
strongly
like doing the thing or,
Or you
receiving the
yeah.
thing. But
Yeah,
if you
but-
strongly agree, it's still going to put you in that chart of the spectrum.
Yeah, but what if I strongly agree to only one of them and not the other?
Then it's going to ask you another question.
But it doesn't really.
Oh, we got to work on that.
That's
I don't
what
know.
I'm
It worked
saying.
for me, John. You just sound too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to see. Okay, so I got too many phones.
But it is a good test. Take it.
Yeah, it is a more...
I'm just difficult.
difficult.
I tend not to like the
I know that about
BDSM
myself,
test as
though.
much as I used to, because it has a lot more stereotypical, extreme statements in them that don't always jive for all of the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the sex values one is a little more nuanced. But we like to use both here at the Dumb Experience Podcast.
Brought to you by Rare Media.
Exactly. So let's look at these results.
So childish.
For attraction, I got a neutral. I'm 57.1 masculine, 42.9 feminine, which makes sense because I'm pansexual as hell, and I like who I like regardless of their
Right.
gender or what's in their pants or skirt.
What you got?
I got 85% feminine and then like 15% masculine. I'm not sure what that means though.
I mean, it means that you're attracted mostly to feminine qualities.
Right.
But there are a few masculine qualities. Again, in their example, they use like independence, for instance,
Right.
or strength as one of those things you might be attracted to as well.
Right. Sure. But yeah, that was that.
I
Nikki,
got
what
the
you
same
got?
thing as you. I have 57.1 and 42.9. I got the same thing. Literally the same thing. Probably because I am as well. You know, I never wanted to put a word like on it until I realized like I really am like considered, I guess, pansexual. Like I don't care. Like,
Yeah. I think for a while I was anti calling myself bisexual because a lot of the ways that, especially the Black community, describes bisexuality
Yeah.
only refers to cisgender folks.
Right.
And I have no issues, no qualms whatsoever about dating or having sex with someone who is trans.
Yeah, me either.
And so once I
must
found
be
the word
sexy.
pan, it was like, I was like, I'm pan.
Porn made me realize it, I think. But yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Sorry, John.
I was
Okay.
like, I'm on the feminine end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I like who I like. It
I
is
feel like it's
what
the
it
best
is.
of both worlds. Them females be just like perfect. It's like Both of them.
I think that term is derogatory. I'm
Is
not
it really?
100% sure though.
Most of the
I'm
Everybody I
heterosexual,
know-
so I sometimes mess up.
I just call
But
it by porn
I try.
titles.
I do my best to be
Ooh, see, porn
understanding
titles
of
are
everything.
I'm about to get porn titles. I love
are
disrespectful. So
horrible for referring to people.
what do we call them? What is the correct thing I see?
So folks I know who are trans are either prefer to be transgender or known if they are non-binary and not transgender, they prefer to be non-binary.
Or if they want to be women, they're women, right? Or men, they're men.
I mean, yeah, being called
Well, yeah,
trans
yeah.
does not determine whether or not you're
You're
a
a
woman.
man.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Right.
Well, then I guess you say trans man. Do you say a trans male?
You could say
or
trans man. You
or
could say trans woman.
I guess that would.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Well, look at
And
us
then
learning stuff.
Depending on the person and how they identify is how they prefer to be identified. But I don't know.
I would rather
Many
know
people
people
at all.
name me
It's
personally.
Pornhub. It's not my fault. I promise.
Pornhub is horrible.
And Twitter porn.
For we could have a whole
Twitter has the best
conversation
porn, though.
Oh
about.
my god,
best
my
30
lights be so
seconds.
lit. Yes, the little snips. You just gotta keep playing it over and let it loop. But it gets the job.
I'm gonna let y'all talk about porn.
No, I don't really watch porn, but
Like the actual descriptions and categories
Oh,
of
yeah.
Pornhub is part of the reason that I can't.
I get it.
I can't.
definitely get it. I try to breeze past it.
I
It be so. It do be a little.
They be so wrong still.
I be knowing a lot of people on Twitter that be in the porn scene. So I be like, well, look at my friends.
Of course. Of course.
Proud of them.
Oh yes, I have a couple friends now too.
If you ever see me in one, just keep scrolling.
Yeah. Okay. If we see me in one, let me know so I can make money out of it.
If you see me in one, I made money out of
All
it.
right, John.
Exactly.
There we go.
Okay. So attraction. Gone by. Sex drive.
I think, what was my sex drive? I was hyper. Let's just know that. I was on a hyper side.
What was your number?
I think I
What was your
deleted
number?
it. Because I wanted to take it over.
That's not how this works.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There
wait,
you go.
that
It's
is-
that 93.
Oh my.
Okay.
I was right about the first one, though. I remember that.
Mine says high, but I'm at 65.6, which makes a little sense for where I am right now.
I don't
Mine
think
is
that's inaccurate.
75%.
That's another one I think is inaccurate because I'm the most calm, sex-loving person I know.
Maybe you're not. Maybe
It's not
I really am,
about-
though.
It's not necessarily about like calmness though.
I don't even be having sex like that.
That doesn't mean that you
maybe your
wouldn't if you
desire.
could.
Yeah, maybe it's just
you
your inner
definitely
beast.
have a high
Your
sex
inner
drive. Whether or
dime.
not
I do
that,
have a high sex drive, yes.
whether or not that drive equals sex
That's true.
is not the point. And it also makes sense.
Well, yes, it makes sense.
I really want to watch you take this test because what are you pressing?
The
to
answer.
get 90s. That's high. I'm actually surprised. I definitely thought
Sex is always on
Cinnamon
my
was gonna
mind,
have
but I
a
don't.
higher.
It's not always on my mind. If that makes sense. It's like, no, it's not even that. It's
I
like
feel like it's on my mind a lot.
it's hard to explain. It's like I could be thinking about what I'm supposed to be thinking about, but if you switch it to sex, I'm automatically be ready to go.
I think I always have a sex joke just waiting, and I be trying to catch it
That too.
and not say
That
it
too.
out loud.
Like I have sex jokes in my mind all the time, and then like, but I'm not always wanting to have sex. Like I be doing a lot of other shit that I don't
Yeah.
have time for sex either. So it's
Right.
like, it's just I don't know.
But if it pivots towards the
I love sex,
opportunity-
though.
Exactly.
I guess if
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
the 90s something got us.
That's what that is. It's just I just love it a lot. That's
Right.
this is misrepresentation.
Whereas I think my number's a little bit lower, especially these days, because I have more opportunity to use my sexual energy in different ways. Like I spend so much time on
Yeah.
stage
Makes sense.
taking off my clothes and cultivating sexual energy in that way that the act of it
Yeah.
is like I still want it, but it's not in the same way and with the same type of pivot that he is. Whereas 2 years ago, I wasn't doing burlesque.
And you probably would
I
have
was
been
teaching,
Yeah.
and when I was done teaching, I was
teachers
ready
beat.
to fuck. We need to get some stress out.
Yeah.
Shout out to my
You know.
educators out there.
I really hope that y'all have some really nice partners that are treating you right when you get home from those long days, especially in these times. And if not, There are workers who you could call to provide those needs for a fee, just like you would get a massage. I know 2 dimes over at this table right now that could help you post consultation get those needs met. One of them is a sex doula.
She
But
talking
that's my
about
shameless plug
herself.
for the day. And you'll know I don't just want you for your body, because I'm at a 65.6 on the sex drive.
Right.
Right, yeah.
She just trying to tie you up and spank you.
Yep. Lee, what was your number?
75.
75. How do you feel that relates to
I
your?
can see it. I can see it.
How can you see it?
I mean, I want sex a lot. I don't know, y'all. I can't function unless you know what though? It's not sex, it's the coming for me. Like, I don't care how long as if I do it myself, I don't care if he do it, she do it, I just need to come. I think, like, if I don't come in a day, I can't even focus.
What does that orgasm provide for you?
I don't clarity. Like, I really don't, like, like how people drink their coffee.
Yeah.
Like, I
just
can't
about to
talk
say.
to people until I, like,
Got you one.
come. Yeah.
That's a good way to start the day.
That's a good way to start.
It's
Best
amazing.
part of waking up is getting you a nut. Ooh, I'm a poet.
Or whatever that innocent coffee song said.
Shout out to
Folgers. Okay.
The next question is
On that dominance and submissive
dominance and
axis.
submissive side.
I don't like this test.
I got a 66. I got a 66.7
On what?
On what?
on a dominant side
Okay.
and a 33.3 on the submissive side.
Now that's funny, because I got a 33.3 on the dominant side and a 66.7 on the submissive
Me
side.
too. Yeah, I got the opposite. I got the opposite of you.
So we just
So y'all are both
We're all
more
perfect.
submissive.
I'm more submissive than dominant.
on this test.
On this, about to say on this, I feel like I'm 50-50. It depends what my partner brings.
Yeah, so on the other test, I'm 99% dominant. On this test, I'm 33.3% submissive.
The
which-
interesting thing
which
too,
is
though, is
interesting.
we've done that test multiple times.
Right.
So you kind of get a sense of where those questions lean.
Right.
The longer you do them.
That's true too.
So you're not a lot submissive. Like, you're not submissive at all.
I really only submit to her for the most part.
Cute. This shit is cute.
And then that,
And even then, that's
then
in
there's,
certain
that's
Yeah,
and then
that's
there's somebody
still-
I let sit on my face all the time. So
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
that's a very submissive act, I think.
My goddess is good with that.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Okay, I can see it.
We're going to come back to this dominance and submissive portion, though, because I got some questions for you, Lee. On the deviance axis, how deviant are we, people?
I have 75%, and I really don't know what that means. Can y'all explain what this means to me?
So the deviance axis is higher deviant scores tend to have extremer fetishes and kinks. And those with higher pure scores tend to not have many fetishes and kinks. They generally look for vanilla experience. So, what was your number?
75.
What you got?
I got 84.
I'm at 81.3.
But y'all just blowing it out.
I mean, it makes sense.
Listen, I go to
No,
Jamaica
it
every
makes
year.
sense. Oh no, I get it.
Jamaica is a wild place. Man.
And I am trying to make a living flogging people and helping them find orgasms. So
Sounds like so much fun.
it would make sense.
What do you
that
do
we're
for a
on
living?
81.
Help people with orgasms.
I'm working on my catchphrase for when people ask me that
I'm gonna
question.
be like that when I grow up.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna be like, I'm a sensual spellcaster.
I like it.
That's my little tagline for burlesque, and I think it fits in life. Okay, affection axis. Are you someone who's big on affection, or someone who's a hedonist and you don't need that romanticism for your sex? Or are you in the middle? Mine has me neutral. I'm 43.8% on the affection side and 56.2% on the hedonism side.
I am 100% on the heated,
One.
and I don't understand why I went wrong. I love people.
But you don't need to love them
at all.
We already had this
Well,
conversation.
we-
As long
we
as
hear
you
this
have
in your poems,
orgasm.
fam.
Yeah, I don't. It don't got nothing to do with me.
Oh my God, that's so
already
funny.
know.
And I was, which is also weird to me, based on these questions. I guess I'm 37% on the affectionate side, and 62.5% on the.
I can
hedonist
explain
side.
that.
Explain that.
We had a whole conversation in the beginning of this about
What?
heart space in this and love
All right.
and bringing love into space.
Right.
So even though you don't necessarily have to have a relationship with the person that you're having sex with, there is, you already said, it's not as good of an experience if there's no heart
Right.
in it.
So that means I'm more into the affection.
Yeah. You
But
thought
that's
you
not
were
what
gonna
this
have,
is.
But you also have a higher sex drive. You don't need to be in a relationship in order to have the sex. You've
True.
been at these experiences.
That's
I've
true. But I
been
feel
there
like
with you.
I'm romantic in a sense.
I'm very romantic, and I got 100% over here.
In a sense.
Your sex drive is high enough that if somebody who is not romantically linked to you were to help pivot to that direction, there's a possibility that something could happen. It doesn't need to be someone you're in a relationship with, and that's what
Gotcha.
that is. That's why my number is higher, is because I lean more to the demisexual side of things, where I gotta have some type of emotional connection with you to really, really come
I mean, these days I do.
in this. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. As you get older, I guess it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to. It's gonna be better if I do like you, I guess.
Yeah, I would prefer to have some connection, but I'll be chilling. I don't have sex like that no more. So
I mean, and you tend to be more open to whatever experiences find you that
Yeah.
the universe provides,
yeah,
sexual or non,
yeah,
as long as they're safe
yes, and
and
consensual.
Oh, look at y'all.
Gotta say that as often as possible.
Okay. Okay. I see us.
What you say?
I see us.
What you see?
We're doing pretty good on this.
I know. I mean, from your results and your results, I bet y'all like.
Are you shocked?
I mean, not really.
Are you
Because
shocked at any of your
'cause-
results?
I'm shocked at the last one. I don't
That
know
you
why I'm.
100% hedonist?
Yeah,
You need to
like
come
you
with
said,
us to
I'm a
hedonism.
very like sensual, like
Sensual don't have to do with
and
romantic.
like I'm a hopeless romantic. That's what's crazy. It's just sex is just sport to me, I guess. Like,
Okay.
Would you agree with that
sex
statement?
is yeah,
Then it makes
but
sense.
100%.
would you say you're an initiator of sex?
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends. I mean, most of the time, yeah. If I'm interested, yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm aggressive with it. But
Gotcha.
obviously, guys, I ain't a bad looking girl. Like guys,
I was just asking.
they shoot, but I don't. I feel like I like it better when I am the aggressive. I think now I'm thinking on it. I don't like when people like come at me too rough.
Gotcha. Why?
I don't know. I like I like to chasing somebody. I like to knowing that I got you. Like I wanted you and I got you type of thing.
Okay.
That's sick. Oh my god.
Look,
so
that's
Selfish.
that's-
Like
We
how
don't
dare
yuck
you shoot?
anybody's
Yeah.
yum,
But
so,
I think especially with women though. I know I'm way more dominant with women. Like definitely. I don't like submitting to women as much.
why.
I don't think I've never actually. I don't know. I just like I don't know. I'm aggressive.
Understood. What's happening with you?
So, I have a few questions based on our little acronym for BDSM, right? So that first B&D is about bondage and discipline. Have you ever had any experiences, Liggy, with being bound? Whether that's by rope or... At one point in time, do you still sell toys?
No, I don't.
Okay, but at one point in time you were. And so I know that you've seen
Yeah,
at least a couple of these things in the catalog, right?
Yeah,
But have you used and or had them used on you, bondage wise?
I've used bondage, But I've never. I mean, I've been tied down, but not during like actual sex. So that's boring.
Which is cool because BDSM doesn't have to be sex.
I want it.
You want it.
Tie me down.
So your BDSM
Whip me.
in the best case. So for you, your best case scenario for BDSM would also involve sex.
Yes.
Nice.
I guess some people don't do
It's
that.
not the
I
case
just thought
for
about
everybody.
that.
Yeah, not
I just thought
everybody.
about that. Yeah, no, I need.
Like
yeah.
I said, some people book sex like they would a massage with a sex worker. Yes. But you could book a session with a dom that has no sex at all.
But wouldn't they come? Don't they? Do they come from that though?
You might, but it might also be really good stress relief to have your ass beat. Like John getting flogged feels like a really good
Yeah, like I
massage.
said on the last show, like it feel like my back is just getting the best hands put to him because
And that's me beating
it's
him with a
just knocking
flogger.
out all of these little kinks. So
And were you into this before her, or did she just introduce like this world to you? Like, how was that
well, I was into this world before her. We met because of
in the
this
world?
world.
Okay.
I was into it before her, but she's the only person I've actually ever let beat me though.
Beat me.
I mean, for lack of
mean,
a better term,
Yeah.
When it comes
flogging
to impact
is the
play.
other term. But
Is it like a certain place? Is it
my
just your
house.
back on? No, I mean like your on your body. My house. I'm so over my house. Like, is it just your back, or is it like
my
your
back.
ass?
Just
Is your
my back.
leg? Okay.
just my back for me.
And do
Yeah.
you like to be beat as well?
Oh, I love being flogged.
Oh, I know it just.
It has to be something that's like thuddy. It can't be stinging pain because then that reminds me of getting whipped as a child.
Yeah.
Or like it makes me feel like I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
But give me the right type of like thuddy instrument or a good, you punched my butt yesterday or this morning. Or like a really nice punch on the butt. Like,
For some reason, I don't like slaps on the ass. And I can't
What?
figure out why, but I like everything else.
what kind of slaps are you getting?
Maybe
because
it's too
that-
hard or
Open
something.
hand or
That
cup.
depends. So I did drumming, hand drumming when I was in college, and it's been very helpful as a dom because there's so many different ways. I was gonna say there's so many different ways that you
Beat
can
a
smack
ass.
someone. But yeah, there's so many ways to beat an ass, right? So I think most people when they go to smack somebody, ass or not, they're doing this open-handed situation, right? And if you do that, you're gonna get something that's stingy because
Yeah.
all 5 of these are separate points of impact. And I mean, I hope you're not getting smacked like this, but it's going to be stingier if you get it that way.
Yeah.
If they cup that hand and cup the ass, then it's going to be more of like a thuddy sensation, or that impact is going to have the ability to spread a little further, right? So if they're cupping that way, if they're hitting with I was about to say the palm, the heel of the palm, then it's going to be thuddier. If they hit with the ball of their palm, similar to like the balls of your feet, it's going to be thuddier, but you can make that as stingy or as like
Yeah.
thuddy as you like. And then the amount of force can just be increased or decreased. So maybe they just wasn't hitting it right.
It might be that. Because I like it in my face. Like, I like to be slapped.
You like open hand slaps to the face?
yeah. I like that.
I like slapping people in the face, but
I like
but we're gonna go on a break.
Face too. Are we?
Yeah, we're gonna take a little break. We're
Let's
gonna,
take a break.
we're gonna talk about slapping people in the face when we come back. Cause I love doing that. So this is the Dime Experience podcast brought to you by Rare Media. We're gonna take a quick break.
See you soon.
See y'all soon.
Can't lie, I've been frontin' for a minute, got you thinking I ain't into you. But I can't hide these feelings that I'm feeling. I must admit you got me. I just want you all to myself now. Yeah, I need to get this off my chest. You better than all the rest. I ain't lying, you the best. All I want is you, baby. All I want is you, baby. I ain't looking at nobody else. All I want is you. I wouldn't cause you ain't gotta worry about that. I'm with your boy, you ain't gotta ever doubt that. No need to question, you are the answer. Cause I'm all in, and it's all yours. All I want is you, baby. All I want is you, baby. I ain't looking at nobody else. All I want is you. I wouldn't trade you for the world. Trade you for all I want is you, baby. I know the whole, you should know by now. All this goody in your face right now. Damn boy, goddamn boy. I'm just saying, you just playing. All I want is you, that's an understatement. Breaking all the rules, please forget my language. You got the baddest in these streets, boy. In your sheets, boy. Come and get the treat, boy. Uber Eats, boy. All I want is you, baby. All I want is you, baby. I ain't looking at nobody else. All I want is you. I wouldn't trade you for the world. All I want is you, baby.
Welcome back to the
Welcome back,
Dime
welcome
Experience podcast presented by Rare Media.
I ain't
Now-
slapped nobody in the face on a break.
Oh man,
I
that
wanted-
would have been a
Would've been
perfect use of the
fun.
time.
I
could've
wanted
done a
to,
whole-
but you know,
Okay,
I was trying to
so
mind my business.
if with obviously with calligraphy consent, but if you want an ass smacking demonstration when calligraphy comes back to the show, then you gotta let us know that you want her back to the show, knowing that that's gonna come with some ass
I have
smacking.
to say, can I? Yeah, please.
Look, if we got time today, we got time today. So get my hands warmed up in the meantime.
I'm joking.
And if you want this wonderful conversation to keep flowing, let us know and we'll bring her back. But we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this book that you have coming out.
Yay.
The rumors are true, so you know. Tell us a rumor.
That's well, tell us about the book.
Tell us
Come
about the
on.
book.
I mean, telling us about the book will also tell us
us the
about the
rumor.
rumors.
Nah, like I used to always get like little things people always say I was doing, and I was doing them, but just not with the people who were saying it. So I just,
Okay.
it was definitely something I would have done, and I'm like, nah, that's not it though. But so I just decided to write a book about my whole phase. It's a book about basically all my kinks and everything I experienced through my little whole phase that lasted longer than it probably should have.
I was about to say, so you say whole phase. How long? What is the whole phase done?
Yeah, trying to get me caught up.
I mean,
Nah,
You
it's
heard it here live.
neither of us have an ending to quote unquote whole phase.
yeah, the quote
so-
unquote whole face. Nah, I definitely think it is. I've done everything. I've experienced pretty much almost everything that I've wanted to. All the things that's left, I would want to experience it with the partner. So
Real.
my whole phase, my single whole phase is done.
So the
I'll
whole
say that.
phase,
Single
In the book
phase.
is-
It gets live when you get together. boy.
I mean, so the whole phase
I'm a
in the book.
selective slut now. That's what I like to say.
I mean, selective sluttiness is my specialty.
Keeps you alive.
So your whole phase was single and first time experiences, new experience.
Yeah,
Right.
just doing shit and be like, oh, I might as well.
Be some good stuff to put in a book one day.
That's what I used to say. I'm like, oh, to make a funny story one day, and I used to just go with it. And I feel like I always ended up in the weirdest positions, like just doing
Literally and
everything.
figuratively.
Yeah, right. Like I just stumbled on like my first pegging experience was just like
Whoa. You can't just roll that off the tongue. Like, these people don't know what that is. What is pegging?
it's when you
I don't
peg
know.
a man.
Peg a man in
Can't
what way?
define the word
You
with
can't
the
define
word.
the word with
I
the
know.
word.
I guess when you penetrate a man with a pegging device, a pegging
With a phallic
dildo.
instrument of sorts.
I mean, yeah,
a dildo.
I mean, yeah. What I had was a dildo, so
Gotcha.
like a strap-on
Okay.
pegging device. But
Tell us about that experience.
like it really was not planned. Like it was one of them things, and it's definitely in a book. But the dude was I'm not gonna lie, he was giving me like head, but he was like kind of stroking his face with it. So I just was like into it. So I'm like, okay. So
I did that before.
he asked me to bring a dildo with me, and he was like, you know, doing it with the dildo, and then he takes the dildo out of his mouth and he like spits on it, but it's like really close to his mouth. So I'm just kind of like, all right, what are you into? So eventually, like I put the dildo in his mouth and he was deep throating the dildo. So as we're going into like the sex, I'm like, you know, can I fuck you? And at first he was like, what? I don't do that. I'm like, okay. And like 5 minutes later, he was just like, all right, come on. And like I was like, fucking right. I'm like, man, probably shouldn't be doing this, but
I mean, it also sounds
spread
like
'em.
it sounds like you made a safe space for him to explore too.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a big thing. In my book, I think a lot of people feel comfortable with trying different things with me, and that's why I think they come into it knowing kind of how I am, and they feel more comfortable. And I just be thinking I'm just going along for regular sex rides, and here we are. I walk in, and you know, we've
That's
got to
that
do the most.
100% hedonism right there.
You know what?
That's what it is. That's what it is right there.
But yeah, I had some really dope experiences. And not all good. Not like the book isn't like just all my good experience. Like I've had some moments that I'm like, really, Enrica? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, I said my real name.
I didn't hear anything.
I'm so joked. But like I had those moments that I wrote down in the book too, because your whole phase isn't all like
Yeah.
sunshine, but it's where you really start to learn yourself and learn your body and learn what you want and what you desire, what you like, you know.
Do you speak on that in the book as well?
Yeah, definitely. Because obviously people that slut shame or whatever, they just think this whole phase is just running up your body count and you know,
Right.
mild STDs and oops abortions. But it's just a lot that goes with it. Like it's just, you know, it's good times. It's learning. You're really learning about what your body, you know. I can verbatim like tell somebody exactly what I want now because I went through my whole phase.
So what's one thing you desire, like now, today?
That I haven't done, or
No,
just I
in general.
desire
Yeah.
like a action, like an act.
It could be an act.
Whatever comes to your mind when you hear that.
You know what I've recently been like really desiring, and I've been feeling like I guess a little kind of about it. How do you say it? Like cuckold?
Cuckold.
I really
Cuckold
like.
and cuckold.
I feel like I desire that a lot. Like I just want to
In which capacity?
in both, and I want to be watched, and I want to like just watch.
And not be able to
just-
do anything.
Yeah, like almost like, you know, tied up and just have to watch
Okay.
and just be real like disrespectful with it type. I think I've realized that I think I like being disrespected like in sex. And I think it's because in everyday life, like don't play with me. But
Okay.
in sex it's like this more submissiveness, like this okay, I'll listen. Like type of
I'm gonna need you to take the longer BDSM test
I will. I'm definitely will. I'm really mad I didn't. I definitely will.
That's all right.
because I'm interested in what that degradation and humiliation score is.
It's probably
It's
yeah.
probably high.
It's probably
like a
high. It's
99.
probably gonna be high. I like it. I like the piss play. I like the it's there's probably only a few things I probably wouldn't do. And that's like with feces or something. But everything
blood?
else I mean the whole pinwheel, I mean I feel like we
The Wartenberg will.
Yeah.
he's
We
drawn
got
blood
one.
before.
We got now 5 one from you back when you were selling those things.
yeah.
too.
So I'm into that, like, you know, that look. But I'm willing to try, like, if I meet someone that's into that. You
So
know?
that's your soft limits, and blood is not blood. Feces is a hard limit.
Yeah, no,
No
yeah, I'm not
poop,
doing.
nowhere near me.
What about last week? We was talking about this. I'm gonna ask you this. What about spitting in your mouth?
Oh yes, I like that. I had this one guy who like didn't understand what I wanted, and he started spitting on my face. But I didn't know how to stop it because we were like mid-sex, so he just like it was.
This is why we have stoplight systems.
I didn't know what was going.
I'd be like yellow, 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 yellow.
But I didn't know if I liked it or not, so I was trying to figure it out. Maybe this was gonna be a new thing that I liked.
Yeah.
But y'all, it was, oh my God, he just kept doing it. Like my whole face was filled with this man's spit butter. And I'm just like, what is going on?
For a second, I tried to give him a little grace and be like, maybe his aim was bad.
No,
but
he just,
no.
I was like, maybe he just thought it was in the face instead of my mouth. I mean, I got through it.
This is why
You a
negotiations.
soldier for that.
I feel like it's awkward
And
if you
safe
stop
words.
like certain,
It's
like,
okay to like slow down and switch it up. Just like switch, change
but what
positions.
do I say? Like, how do you
Like-
just do it or do you say,
I ain't mean that.
Yep.
I'm so goofy. I'm be like, wait.
By being more formalized. Right.
No, I definitely like spitting, all that. Like, even like when I give head, like I like it to be super sloppy.
Yeah.
Like I want you to have to wipe yourself after. Like, yeah. So, but I guess it
some
depends
good
on the
moments there.
person.
Yeah.
Because I've met people who say they don't like spit. They don't like it sloppy, and they like neat head. That's not for me.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I
before.
know people that
I
like-
don't
I used to be a
understand it.
neat
I don't
head giver.
understand it, but I heard it.
I don't understand how
I
you
used to be a
do it.
neat
Do you
head
just
giver.
swallow your spit? Just keep swallowing it?
No, I think it's like it's kind of, for me it has been the opposite. Like I guess. Like when I'm giving sloppy head, I'm thinking about producing as much moisture as possible.
Okay.
Which is like, but when I first started giving head, it was a neat head experience because I also wasn't someone who liked fluid. Like I don't want nobody spit in my mouth.
Oh,
So
really?
So it wasn't until I knew that my partners, until I actually talked to partners who were like, yeah, I want head this way, that I was like, oh, you do? Great. I can give you all the spit in the world. Just don't spit in my mouth, please. Just
So
don't.
do you like spit in your mouth?
I've never had it done to me actually.
Would you spit in his mouth?
I would. I just wouldn't want him to spit in. We have had one time where I was almost like, yeah, go
I
ahead.
almost did it.
Do
Yeah,
it.
it's like
We
really
both
in a
on the
moment. It's
same-
like spit in my mouth.
It's like a primal moment for both of us where he knew I wanted it. I knew that I wanted it for a second, but we didn't know, again, how that was going to end up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it can. People don't be knowing the amount of spit. Some people don't know how to like. Some people don't do that. Like some people, it's just like
Trying to draw mucus.
yeah. Like some people don't understand. Like
Don't
I
draw. Don't draw mucus.
it's
That's
just
not
supposed to
nice.
be like a sexy little.
Like, don't pull up the mucus. That's not
Yeah.
nice, y'all. Just as much
if-
saliva as possible.
Yeah, if you ain't got no spit in your mouth, just kiss me, and we gonna just. I'm gonna suck your tongue or something. Don't you?
That's not nice. Oh my god.
I'm telling you, it can go so wrong with kinks. That's the only thing. Like,
That's why
is
it's good to talk
why-
about it.
yeah,
And talk about it as much
before.
as possible.
yeah.
Say what you don't like. People think it's like corny to talk about sex before sex, but
And that's
talk
part
about
of
it
the
as much
reason-
as possible.
That's part of the reason we're here, to try
Because I
and
promise you, once you know exactly what your
What's
partner
partner
wants,
yeah.
you go knock it out the park every single time.
And some people think
Almost
that's
every single
boring. Some people think that, oh, if I tell you everything that I want, then you just gonna go play, like you just gonna run down a list like it's a play-by-play experience. No, for me,
Every
especially as a
moment
dom,
changes.
I need to know what your likes and dislikes are. I'm gonna take that in my toolbox and I'm gonna craft and curate an experience for you
Right.
to enjoy, for us to enjoy, instead of just, I'm not gonna do you like I think you want to be done. That's
Right.
just not gonna be good.
And I just think a lot of ego gets in the way. A lot of people, like, if I tell you this is what what nobody else complain, this is me in my
Right,
experience.
right.
And
especially when we start
You have
talking
to know your
about
partner for who they are, not who you've been fucking.
yeah, especially when we talk about bodies. Like, he's not ticklish. I'm hella ticklish. So the way you touch him is not gonna be the way you touch me. You gonna think you scratching him, and that's gonna cause a reaction, and he's just staring at you like you're stupid until the
I
floggers
don't even
come
know
out.
you touched me.
Exactly.
Have y'all ever had a third that y'all were completely turned off by?
Sure, she was.
That is so funny. My first threesome was like that. Like, I was just like, what is going on?
Was I a third that day or was I cucking? I was cucking.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the smelly experience. I was cucking.
Yeah, she was just watching one time.
But yeah, we've had some moments where like things weren't that equally yoked. But I'm a voyeur. So we regularly have had moments where I'm chilling on a couch or a chair eating Chinese food.
I could
Wow.
definitely see this. You're so relaxed. You just be chilling.
I'll definitely come through with a bottle of water, come through with the extra scratches on the back,
Sometimes she'll hold a camera.
come through with the flogger, hold the camera.
Miss those days. No, I don't. I really don't.
Y'all are so much fun.
Yeah,
We have fun.
we still have fun.
But we try to be
different
as
ways.
conscious as possible
Yeah.
about it because we want as much pleasure to be had
Yeah.
without the awkwardness or without, because the further you get into BDSM and away from just like sex, the more risk gets involved. Like that Wurtenberg wheel, that pinwheel can draw blood. And if I don't know that you bleed easily, then we end up in a really bad situation.
Yeah, I accidentally made her bleed at a show one time.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, you was.
Oh, really?
Because sometimes we do like
It was
live.
the first sex live that he did the poem that I danced to and he had the wheel.
The will, yeah.
So every once in a while we do live acts on stage, and like I was just really into it.
He was really into it. The crowd was giving him all
like
the
the crowd,
energy.
like the crowd was like giving me that.
I
Yeah,
was blindfolded.
she was blindfolded, and then I just took the wheel,
dug it into
and then
my
I
leg.
I like it was like I was really trying to cut her for some reason,
He
but
dug it.
I wasn't. It
Do
was
you
just
like the pain though? Do you?
I do like pain. In that moment, it's again a stingy pain. It's like a cat
Yeah.
scratch. Nobody wants to be scratched. Like that's not true.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be scratched by a cat, and so I went
I'm
thinking
so-
that like, and
I didn't
we're
even
still
see it.
performing exactly. So I didn't want anybody else to see it, but I needed him to know.
Yeah, like you're. Yeah.
Which is why it's also good to have nonverbal cues for safe words too.
Yeah.
But he didn't know. To his benefit, though, as a
that was my
conscious
one and only
dom,
mistake, I think.
afterwards, once he realized what he had done, he was fully apologetic, fully
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, I
course,
didn't
yeah.
know." Like, which is not everybody's reaction either,
Mm-hmm.
because not everybody's that conscious. But it's helpful to have those conversations because once you have rope, once you're doing electro play, once there are floggers,
Oh, that's another thing I want to get into, electro play.
we got
I
you.
had a few.
We should have brought the floor.
I had a
out here.
few
We gonna have to get
customers that bought it, and I was like, man, I want to.
It's so
It's just
fire.
me finding someone who's into that. Like,
It's so
I be
fire.
into it. I just be.
Like it's like for me, like I do it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just be sitting in the corner just like shocking myself, and then I go to work or something.
Don't try it.
Don't try this at home.
his electro play was like your morning orgasm. He got
Really?
Yeah,
He
buku
have his-
energy.
So what did it? So what it?
It just give me a jolt of energy.
But did you get turned on? Like,
Nah, not really on the sexual side of things. This is more like
a sensual
a
thing.
sensual thing.
you're becoming
Like
a
your
flash.
senses.
For real.
That is dope. I want to try that.
We are definitely
because I don't
gonna
drink
have to-
coffee or nothing like that. So anything that could give me a natural jolt of energy, like looking at the sun in the morning, I do it.
That's fire.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to start bringing our kit with us during the episodes, so we
Yeah.
have our toys ready to pull, which also means
So they
we're
can
gonna have to
actually
be
get a
back,
dime experience.
so that they
You
can get
know
a
what
full
I'm
dime
saying?
experience, which will have the toy
I am
kit.
coming back for the toy kit.
Yep. Okay. So,
What's up?
one, we know that calligraphy is gonna have to come back.
We already established that.
We have already established that. Two, we want to make sure that everybody knows that in 2 days, on Friday,
Yes.
you're having an event
Yes.
for The Rumors Are True,
Yes.
the book,
The book.
9 o'clock at Cafe Istanbul on St. Claude.
Yes, ma'am.
I will be performing
Yes, you are.
as a part of this experience.
Who else will be performing?
You gotta pull up the flyer.
I'm
You
about to
gotta
say-
There's a lot of dope artists. I just thought.
Mud, Insane. I'm so excited about her. And now
Say Mercedes?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's gonna be
She's
great.
opening my show, and I'm so excited.
Nice. I see Saint Laurent.
And me and Nell haven't performed in like 2 years. Nell is gonna be on there.
Awesome.
Yeah, the lineup is sick. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Yeah, y'all gotta look at that flyer. It's
gotta
amazing. We
go ahead
posted it
and
on
share
our
it.
page.
Yeah, the lineup is crazy. I'm so excited.
So on Friday we can catch you there.
Yes.
tomorrow, John and I will be at
The Performers Market at the Always Lounge, 5:30 to 9. I'll have some fresh vegetables. I'll have some pictures. I'll have my books, of course, and I'll probably be hosting the open mic. So if you want to come hit the stage, holla at me.
It's open to all performers of all varieties. It's open mic, open stage. There'll be a few burlesque performances happening. I'll be selling some herbal goodies, as well as I'll have my cards ready for some readings, and I also have my book as well.
So yeah,
So,
just stop by.
We'll be there at the Always. Friday, you can catch us over at Cafe Istanbul with calligraphy. And then I'll be heading over to the Always for Queen Kwan's Queer Content Cabaret, where I will be touching on my body in front of as many bodies can fit in that space.
I'll be watching.
Mm-hmm. And then Sunday we'll both be at Opulence Hour again over at Maison on
Yep.
Frenchman.
I'll be working sound.
Tell us about your sound experience real quick.
All right, so I've been working sound at the burlesque shows lately, and I'm usually in the corner. Like there's a little booth at the Maison
In the penthouse.
in the penthouse, so you can't really see me. But the host always, tells the crowd, give a shout out to John or whatever. And so she would say, if y'all want to see John, he has a fee, and I'll be like, it costs $20 just to see me, and so somebody will pay $20 just to see me, and so I'll walk out and just everybody just start screaming, John.
But before that, they're chanting his name in an effort to get him to come out just on applause.
They don't even know me.
Go.
And so then
And then he comes out.
So then I came out, and then I had a hoodie on and everything. And so somebody paid an extra $30
For him to take
my
off
hoodie off.
Big
the hoodie.
spender. I like it.
And then he came back out to full applause. I made it rain that $30 that they gave me. The audience pulled together $30
It
for
was
him
crazy.
to take
Just
off
a hoodie.
just the hoodie, right?
That was
and
it.
then he went back. No, that was not it.
Oh, no, that wasn't
And this
it.
is the second time something like this has happened. This time was even more enthusiastic than last time. Mind you, there are 6 burlesque performances happening
And they
around
all
this.
naked and all of this stuff. And I'm
Right.
just chilling.
And you just come
unzipped the hoodie. Right. So then we had pitched like, well, if you bring him a shot, then maybe he'll be spicier. So somebody bought him a shot of
Somebody
Henny.
bought me a shot.
This was before the $30 rolled around. And
I
then
forgot about the shot.
we had mentioned, obviously, that John's a poet and that cinnamon dances to John's poetry sometimes. They were like, well, how much would it cost for that? If we get to $100, then we'll do it. They had $50 left. The last performance was happening. Somebody walked over and Venmo'd the $50 for the
Wow.
last thing.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a good night.
That
But,
sounds like a lot of fun.
but yeah, the burlesque shows be fun. If y'all are into that, like seeing people strip. You should come. I mean, I had to pause for that because you never know. Some people might not like seeing people strip.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. It's so much fun. And you do so good.
Thank
You really do. I wish I could
you.
dance.
I'm excited for Friday.
She said she wish she could dance.
Ooh, you have an
I don't
opportunity.
have no rhythm, girl.
See, I have the perfect
Girl,
thing
no
for
rhythm.
you. Every Tuesday over at the Always Lounge, I do sensual movement. And it's not a traditional dance class. It's all about dropping into your body and feeling your most sensual self and casting sensual spells. So there's not like traditional choreography. It's all about what your body does with you in the space.
It's gonna teach me rhythm. Like I'm.
It definitely will, but like subversively. It won't be like boom and cat. You'll be at the end of class being like,
It'd be
oh,
more
how
like
did I
water.
do this 8 count? Like, how did I end up here?
I
on
would
this
like
4
to
count?
be able to just do a 2-step and clap at the same time.
So on Tuesdays.
I understand.
So on
Tuesdays at the Always Lounge.
from 6 to 7:30 every
Gotcha.
Tuesday. I send you that info.
Please do. Ooh, if I learn how to dance,
And
it's
we'll
on for
be
y'all.
dropping all of that info
Over on the
page.
podcast page.
So if you're not following the Dom Experience podcast already, make sure you do that. And until
And that
next
is
week,
The Dom Experience Podcast on Instagram.
the Dom Experience podcast on Instagram.
But until next week.
Until next week, y'all. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Calligraphy, for being
you
our
for having
very
us.
first
First
guest.
guest.
This is
Yes.
episode 2,
Of the Dom Experience, presented by.
Rare Media.
We'll see you next week.
Good night.
We bringing the toys next week.
Baby, can you tell me